any evidence. So, listen, the level of fear that's rendering from the men in the kingdom, the men that are supposed to be leaders, the level of fear that's coming from them is staggering. I cannot believe this. The level of fear that's coming from the men with platforms in the world is staggering. And I deem it to be equivalent to the same type of fear that David brothers was trying to project on David when he told them that he would stand up against Goliath. Why? Because they was looking at things from a worldly standpoint and a worldly viewpoint, whereas David was looking at things from the spiritual perspective. You see what I'm saying? He was looking at this thing from a spiritual perspective. He said, what are y'all doing? He had to call his brothers out. It's like, what y'all doing? This dude is sitting here defying our God for 40 days. And you want to slink away from this? And so I'm saying this to all Americans, okay? Leaders and alike, leaders in the church, leaders in our government. What y'all doing? These people are defying our gods. This is how listen, America has been sold out to China. Okay? Because when the government wants to do something, they just do it. It ain't no going through the protocols. It's no going through the ranks, so to speak. If they want us to end the chemtrail program, it would end today, right now. But they talking about what they doing and what they plan on doing. That's how I know it's all a hoax. That's how I know it's all fake. You follow me? Yeah, they serious about closing the borders. Yeah, they serious about getting the illegals out. That's what they're doing. Okay. But now we have a whole nother thing. God is beginning to open up my eyes to some things in the dark histories of this nation. But that's a whole nother conversation and a whole nother video for a whole nother day. So this is what I'm trying to say to America. You putting your faith in Donald Trump and the Trump administration? Negative. That's not going to ride. Okay. Because what's happening is the bioweapon has been rolled out against humanity. It has already been rolled out. It is already here. Okay. So I don't care what they do at the borders. I don't care what they do with our skies. I don't care what they do with our waters. If they do not start advocating and fomenting ways to get the vaccine out of the vaccinated, everything else that they're doing is vanity. It's an empty nothing. You can close the borders. You can clean up the waters. You can stop the chemtrailing program. You could, but that still will not alleviate the fact that people are dropping in droves because of the fact that they went out and took a bioweapon at the leading guidance and unction and instructions and mandates of our government. If you're under the sound of my voice and you're real, you know I'm speaking the truth. They're urinating down y'all backs and telling y'all it's raining. And men who are purported to be men of God, our spiritual leaders, are fully on board with this. Man, if you're on the Trump train right now and you're not really calling this out for what it is, you ain't real. Yeah, I know he's doing some good, but listen to what I'm telling you. You can do all the stuff that y'all deem that he's doing good. But that is not going to alleviate the fact that America, 95% of Americans went out and took a bioweapon. When they turned the malicious frequencies on and people start dropping dead in droves, then y'all gonna feel me. When have I ever been wrong? How many times have you doubted me? And how many times have you found out that you was wrong and I was right? I don't say it unless God tells me to say it. If we do not get the vaccine out of the human host en masse all across this nation, we are going to have a zombie apocalypse. People are going to drop dead in droves. That's where we should be putting our focuses. You follow me? But no. They're putting their focuses on closing the border. Yeah, that's happening. It's closing. They're putting their focuses on getting the illegals out. Yeah, that's happening. They're deporting them. But it's all a distraction. You see what I'm saying? We're distracted from what's important at this hour. What's important at this hour is that we get the vaccinated free of all of the proponents and all of the components that's in the vaccine. Okay? Listen to what I'm telling y'all. They're urinating down y'all's back and telling y'all that it is raining. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. The entire Trump administration is pro-vaccine. The vaccine was the bioweapon. The entire Trump administration is pro-vaccine. The vaccine is the bioweapon. They're not talking about that. All Trump is talking about is how good and effective Operation Warp Speed was. You don't just sweep this under the rug. People are dying. And there's coming an event when they turn the malicious frequencies on, because this is what China has documented in China's Minds at War paper. We have been sold out to China. We have been sold out to China. You follow me? They're keeping you distracted with them so-called cleaning up the country. They're keeping you distracted with their so-called removal of the particulates in the chemtrail, and the so-called removal of the fluoride in the water, and the so-called removal of the malicious components in the food. And really all they doing is just talking about it. You notice nothing that's happened to date. But we have people dying every day, people that are dying of cancer because they took a bioweapon that induces turbo cancer. I'm trying to get Americans to wake up and smell the coffee. We have been sold out by both parties, Democrat and Republican. Donald Trump just going along with the plan, man. And he's trying to make himself look good while he's doing it and keeping y'all distracted from what's really going on, which is the fact that Americans have been inundated with a bioweapon. It's just like Hitler and the 6 million Jews he slaughtered. He didn't force them to go to these FEMA camps. You follow me? He made it to where they wanted to go there. And the same thing has happened here in America. They made it to where you wanted to go out and get a vaccine, to where you wanted to go out and get boosted several times. And all they were doing is building their systems in people. Okay. They want to minimize Earth's population to 500 million. There's 8 billion people in the world today. That means 7.8 or whatever, 7.5 billion people have got to die. And this is what the vaccine was all about. They have got their bioweapon in people. When they're ready for things to hit the fan in America and they're really ready for America to fall, they're going to turn on the malicious frequencies, and everybody that still got the component, it is so diabolical, will drop dead. You go and get China's Minds at War paper. They're talking about this very thing in that paper. China wants this land. Billy Carson said something today. He said, what you put out, you will get back. So be kind, show love, show compassion. And now I'm just really learning a little bit more about the history of this nation and how it was acquired by Caucasian Americans. The very laws of the universe requires that America fall. And while you running around here placing your faith in a man, and indulging in your idol worship, and indulging in your harlotries, God is angry. Because we've placed our faith in a man instead of placing our faith in Jesus Christ and what he's done for us. And I don't care how you spin it. Okay, if you're around here talking about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, some people I watch and they can't speak 5 words without Trump coming out of their mouth. These are the people that I'm talking about. Listen, it is not about Donald Trump. Okay? If Trump was really on board with it, he would acknowledge the fact that Operation Warp Speed was the biggest failure in American history. And he would acknowledge the fact that Americans went out and took a bioweapon. And then he would start to impute things. As it regards detoxification of the vaccination. But God told me a long time ago that the stars are falling, and this is why, and this is how. There's no fear here. Listen, y'all can stop projecting that fear crap on me. Ain't no fear here because I know who my God is, and he is with me, and he confirms it on a day-to-day basis. Whether I have a shortcoming or not, he is with me. My faith remains in him and the sacrificial atoning work that was provided at Calvary. We got to detox this nation. I was telling my good friend, Miss Patterson, the other day, I need to go ahead and launch the Detoxification Nation campaign. We need to detoxify this nation. Us talking about doing all these good things, and that's all we're doing is talking about it. Nothing's happening. Listening, it is a matter of national security. If we got to shut this place down and have everybody line up for 2 or 3 weeks and go and get a vaccine detox combo to get the vaccine out, then that's what we're doing under my helm. I can care less about the borders at this time. I can care less about the illegals at this time. You follow me? If we don't get the vaccination out of Americans, then everything that they are so-called doing, everything that they're keeping you distracted with, everything that you're talking about and believing and hoping and placing your faith in them to do, it is all vanity or empty nothing. And this is what I'm trying to get Americans to see. And this is what I'm trying to get Americans to understand. We have to get the vaccine out of people. This is why people are having strokes and heart attacks, because of the vaccine. This is why people are having strokes and heart attacks, because of the vaccine. This is why people are having strokes and heart attacks, because of the vaccine. Little kids, I'm talking about 5 to 8 years old, having strokes and heart attacks because of the vaccine. People who live healthy lifestyles and eat and have eaten healthy and been healthy all their life, having strokes and heart attacks because of the vaccine. So considering the fact that Americans are dying, I don't give a damn about what's happening at the borders. I don't give a damn about the ICE and their escapades. I care about the American citizenry. And right now, getting the vaccine out of the American host is order of importance number 1. It is order of importance number 1. But no, the current administration is more concerned about expanding their political dominion. Why? Because they're being controlled by China. Americans are dying on a daily basis, and they don't give 2 big pins about it. Everyone in the Trump administration is pro-vaccine. Everyone. And they don't make no bones about it. And it is the bioweapon. Intel.